I'm going to lead us in a practice that hopefully will help you become a little bit more aware of your body and maybe some sensation that's happening there. So for logistical reasons, I'm going to remain seated, but I will invite you to stand if that's accessible to you, if that feels good. And I'm just going to start by inviting you to notice any impulse that you might have had about staying seated or standing when I offered that invitation. And if you're noticing maybe a habit nature there, a desire to follow instruction and just go right with it, or a desire to remain how you are, not have to shift or move. No need to do anything about that, just maybe notice it and invite some curiosity around it. And if you are standing, maybe get your feet sort of equidistant under you, under your hips, and see if you can distribute your weight somewhat equally between your feet and even between the front and back of your foot and the inside and outside of your foot. If you're seated, you can do this on your chair as well. Let your weight sit into your sits bones and see if you can notice your feet connecting with the floor. And go ahead and, if you haven't already, feel welcome to close your eyes or soften your gaze a bit. If this is a somewhat familiar practice, you might decide to leave your eyes slightly open. And as you're here, relating to the ground, relating to your chair, to start to notice that you are in a physical body that has 3 dimensions, at least. And start to notice the length of your body. So maybe allow your attention to move from your feet, up your shins, up through your knees and thighs, and hips and pelvic region, up through your belly and chest and throat and head. Noticing that there are tissues within, there are organs supporting you. There's a skeletal structure holding you up. And see if you can allow yourself to just rest onto that structure, letting your weight sink in, letting yourself feel grounded and held. And while your body is relaxing onto your frame, I'm going to invite you to also notice that there's an equal and opposite force of a little bit of a lift within you. I'm going to invite you to allow your upper body to embrace that lift. No need to stretch or reach for it. Just taking up all of the space that is your complete length. Noticing what that sensation feels like. Where there might be new spaciousness or softening, a new sense of opening. Noticing if your breath is able to fill your chest cavity and belly. And if not, an invitation to see if you can soften it by just 1 or 2%. Allow it to be 1 or 2% more full and deeper. invite you to consider this length, this fullness of this dimension of yourself as the idea of a connection to your dignity, your worth. And notice how that idea hits you. Allowing curiosity again to be with you. And then I'll invite you to put your attention back in your physical body, noticing the right to left dimension, your width. You might sway a little bit on your sits bones or your feet. You might stretch out your arms. And you might just then let yourself find a nice central balance point. Noticing if you can sense the walls of the room that you're in, any other living thing that is near you or in the next room or just past you in the window outside. Orienting to a sense of connection and belonging. The idea of boundaries. Noticing where you begin and where the other ends. Is that a hard line for you? Is there some overlap? What is your experience there? Coming back again into your body, into the front to back orientation, your sense of depth. Putting your attention first on your back body, maybe noticing the back of your legs, the back of your chair if you're sitting, maybe the back of your clothing as it touches your back and legs, the back of your head, a sense of what might be behind you in the room, a sense of what might be behind you in your life and your history, the lessons that you've learned, the skills you've acquired, the mentors that you've had and the wisdom that you bring with you from them. All of this contributing to who you are right now in this moment. Recognizing this being a dimension of sufficiency, of your enoughness. The idea that you have everything you need in this moment to meet what's in front of you. And then bringing your attention through your body, again, maybe orienting to the organs, the tissues, the viscera. Noticing that you also have a front body, eyes that look outward into the world in front of you. At the future, what's unwritten, what's yet to come. And then for one brief moment, just bringing your attention back into your body, into your physical center, just below your belly button. You might even put a hand there if it feels supportive. Your felt sense of center, of agency, of recognizing right here in this present moment is the center between the past and the future. This physical center between being grounded and uplifted, between the connection with the outside world, the connection with your inner world. And this place is the place of choice. So with that, I'll invite you to take another breath or two. Maybe notice if there's anything else that you want or need from this practice right now. Anything that your body or your spirit is craving. And I'll invite you to give yourself permission to just give that thing to yourself now. And when you're ready, come back to the world around you, to your present circumstance, to the readiness to move or to continue to sit if that serves. And with that, we are complete.